What's up everyone? I've been getting some questions from people who are curious about buying a home, so I'm going to share with you my essential home buyer tips coming right up. Hey, what's up guys? If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Fred and I'm posting new videos on YouTube every single week, bringing you the best real estate tips and the most updated market information. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel and let's dive right into these home buyer tips. Most of these tips will apply to anyone out there who's looking to buy a home. There are so many questions and answers we can go on talking about, but I've cut these down to a short list of essential tips which you can always come back to here on YouTube. So I recommend hitting that save button just below the video so that way you can always come back to this video and watch it again later, or you can save the entire playlist that I have with the other real estate tips, which I'll link in the description below and also in the card up top. So the first tip I have for anyone who's looking to buy a home is to save money. And this might sound obvious, but it's something I want everyone to consider whether looking now to buy a home or sometime in the future. So I want this to be a reminder for anyone who's looking to buy a home that it takes time to save up money. And the sooner and quicker you can do that, the closer you'll be to reaching your goal of buying your next home. And no matter what stage you're at in the home buying process, I recommend that you save as much as possible, because the day will eventually come when you have to write the check for the deposit and down payment, which could be the largest check you ever write for what could be the biggest purchase of your life. And even if you already have your 20% that's ready to go, you want to make sure that you have enough money set aside for things like anticipated or unexpected home repairs and renovations, or even just a rainy day. In fact, it's a good practice to work towards building an emergency fund of about 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. And with a new home, you can expect that these expenses will surely go up. So consider putting some money aside every single month for you and your family so that you can be prepared for a life-changing event like an unexpected job loss. And once you have your finances in order, do not go shopping just yet, because the second tip I have for anyone who's looking to buy a home is to find out what you can afford. I remember when I was shopping for my first home and I plugged in all my income and expense information into an Excel spreadsheet, but it wasn't enough, because if it came down to making an offer on a home, it wasn't enough to give me complete peace of mind. I would say that most people rely on getting a mortgage to finance about 80% of the purchase price of their home, while relying on the personal savings for the remaining 20%. This is going to be 20% of the purchase price, and I advise caution because the difference in purchase price and the actual appraised value of the home can impact your overall mortgage approval. And to do that, I recommend working with your bank or a mortgage broker, because going through the mortgage pre-approval process will give you an excellent idea of the price range that you want to stay within. And I typically recommend getting in touch with a mortgage broker because they have access to so many more financial products that might suit your needs, versus a bank that's only able to show you the products that they have and are willing to offer to you. For instance, Bank A is not going to share with you the options you have with banks B, C, and D. And even if there was another solution out there that they were aware of, there's really no incentive for them to share that information with you. Because if you think about it, they want your business. So why would they tell you to go somewhere else? In fact, you would have to shop around on your own for lower mortgage rates before they decide if they're willing to match it. And you always hear the good old saying that time is money. And who really wants to spend their time after a long day of work going from bank to bank? Probably no one, which is why I believe that leveraging a mortgage broker's time will only be to your benefit, and it's normally a free service to you as well. And if you're gaining value, be sure to like the video and to share it with everyone else. In fact, going with a traditional lender can sometimes work out to be the more expensive option, and I think we naturally gravitate towards them because of how easy it is. They have brick and mortar locations everywhere you go, posters and ads are everywhere, and I will admit that they tie in quite nicely with our existing bank accounts to make things even more simpler for us. But I think anyone out there who's looking to buy a house and save as much money as possible should also consider the potential for long-term savings by going with a non-traditional lender. And the final decision at the end of the day will depend on what you want, and having more options is only going to help you during this part of the process. So consider leveraging someone else's time to shop for the best rate for you while also guiding you through the process. Okay, so now up to this point, you've saved up all the money that you need, and you've also gotten your pre-approval on your mortgage. So now you're ready to go look at some houses, right? Nope, still not yet. The whole point of this video is to make sure that you're prepared for success. So here's the next big tip. It's something that almost every buyer needs, but almost none realize they need it. You'll want to have a team of experts ready on your side, and these are going to be your realtor, your home inspector, the person who's working with your finances, and also your real estate lawyer. Leverage the help of a realtor to broker the deal for you. And I'm not talking about the type of realtor that's just going to send you the listings and wait for you to sign the papers, because that's not really helping you at all. Work with a realtor who can educate you on the process of buying a home and provide you on some insight on the homes that you're interested interested in, and also some information on market values. And in many cases, having a realtor represent you as a buyer will cost you $0. But most importantly, work with a realtor who's going to commit to negotiating the deal for you, because possibly one of the worst things that can happen is closing a deal with a purchase price higher than the appraised value of the home. Now let's say you were pre-approved to purchase a home that's $500,000 based on a down payment of 20%. You purchased a home that went into a bidding war and ended up paying $550,000 for the home. Your lender will say that the home is only worth $500,000, which is the same amount that they were approving you for. So now you're on the hook for the original 20% down payment plus the difference of $50,000. And possibly one of the worst case scenarios out of all this is that if you decide to back out of the deal and you lose your initial deposit. So now you can probably see that overpaying for a home can actually put you at financial risk. So always try to stay within your pre-approval amount without exceeding your budget. Because would you say that a house is worth losing thousands of dollars over? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Next on your team, you also want to find an experienced home inspector. They'll know what to look for and also might find things that you might otherwise miss. And home inspectors are great for the standard inspections, but sometimes you might also consider working with specific tradespeople, like an electrician, a roofer, or even a plumber, just to name a few. And we also talked already about having a mortgage broker on your team, and they help you by searching for your mortgage while you get to focus your time on searching for the house. And finally, I also recommend knowing in advance the real estate lawyer that you're going to use. Have them ready so that way they're always prepared to review any purchase documents, which can include the purchase agreement, a land survey, or a status certificate if it's a condo. A real estate lawyer might also need information on who you plan to insure your home with, so this is also one thing that you want to consider having prepared in advance. They can also help guide you through the process of leveraging other assets you have, like a retirement savings plan that can be used towards the down payment. Having conditions in an offer can be subject to expire within a few days, so you want to be prepared as much as possible so that you can be confident when you release those conditions to close the deal. And now once you've got your team ready, now you've got the green light to go look for homes. Some people recommend home buyers to focus on what they absolutely need in a home. But I also recommend putting the same amount of consideration on making your list of non-negotiable criteria that you can absolutely not have in your home. This could be something like narrow hallways or thin walls that allow sound to travel, or even something like certain house numbers. And a realtor will work with you to determine the most relevant search criteria. And this information is used to send you updates whenever a new home is listed and matches what you're searching for. Now, when you come across a home that checks off all the boxes, then you know that you can check it out with full confidence because you have your finances in order, you've established your budget based on your pre-approved mortgage, and your team is also ready to work with you and help you decide if the home is worth investing in. So now you can see how this is all starting to come full circle, because once you have all of that ready and you've been prepared on the offer process ahead of time, you'll have no hesitation or doubts what the next steps are. And eliminating that gray area is what's going to help you be successful with your home purchase. Also, if you are in fact in the market looking for a home but you don't know where to start, check out my weekly Toronto real estate market update here on YouTube. New episodes come out every single Monday, and you can check out the link up top for the playlist, which I'll also link in the description below. Also, like this video if you gained value, and subscribe to my channel to stay in touch to make sure that you're always getting the best real estate tips and getting the latest information on the market. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.